Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. All right, so man, I've been having fun since I've been in Vegas, just chillaxing. You know, it's always good to get out of town for a few days, just relax, little mini vacation. So, I'm soaking it up, having fun here, going to enjoy these couple of days I got here, last few days. So, just really, just chilling, man. But nevertheless, I wanted to talk about this story with Nick Cannon. And some people may find it funny, and then some people may find it kind of disturbing. It's one of them situations where it might be a little bit of both. On one hand, you laughing at the fact that, okay, yeah, this is going on with him. But then at the same time, you like, okay, this is what's going on with him. Now, in case you guys don't know, basically, Nick Cannon put out a little funny story, which some of y'all might not find funny, and y'all have every right not to find it funny. But Nick Cannon basically put out this story, basically saying that he got his Mother's Day cards mixed up, that he may have sent Mother's Day cards to the wrong mothers of his children. Now, keep in mind, Nick Cannon has a reported 12 children by X amount of women. So, him and Future is running neck and neck with, multiple children by multiple women. Nick Cannon and Future have a combined maybe 25 children at least. And unfortunately, that's a disturbing pattern. Listen, I call it right down the middle. The same way I come down on women a lot of times that have like 5 kids by 5 different men. I mean, at the end of the day, it's no difference when you a man that got kids all over the place. People gotta understand the time and emotional responsibility, and as well as financial responsibility you have to give into grooming and raising a child. I put everything into raising my son. I gave it my all. I put both feet in, and like I said, at the end of the day, my son is still trying to find himself. It's some things he need to work on, but I have complete faith that he will eventually figure it out and get it together. But I still have to groom him. I can't always continue to lecture him, but it's not to the point now. When he get to a certain age, or when your children get to a certain age, you have to advise them versus, grill them or scold them or, lecture them. So now we're past the, scolding and lecturing. Is now I'm giving him advice, because at the end of the day, he's 24 now, going on 25. So I have to respect that he's an adult now. So I have to talk to him in a different way now. Now, at the end of the day, I'm still his father. And son, if you listening to this video, I still can whoop on you. So it is what it is. But getting back to Nick Cannon, I really don't like what became of Nick Cannon over the past like 6 to 7 years. Nick Cannon became a totally different person that we wasn't accustomed to seeing. But this is a prime example of what I'm talking about in reference to the situation with Ja Morant. Keep in mind, when Nick Cannon came out, now all of a sudden Nick Cannon is this guy that got all these kids by multiple women, playing into a stigma and a stereotype and a perception of black men. Now I remember when Nick Cannon first came out, Nick Cannon was one of the dudes that they wanted to market as the next Will Smith. Even though Nick Cannon, his father, and Nick Cannon did have affiliation with the Lincoln Park Bloods. But Nick Cannon kind of hid that a little bit. Most of us from California knew that Nick Cannon was gang affiliated, but Nick Cannon really didn't present that, because he did want to present himself as this wholesome, rich kid, not rich as far as financial goals, but as responsibility. And then you just started seeing this thing with Nick Cannon starting to fall by the waistline. Now keep in mind, Nick Cannon came out as a rapper. And I gotta tell the truth about Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon wasn't a horrible rapper, but this is what I'm talking about, because Nick Cannon didn't come out and use a whole bunch of profanity. He was considered corny. And this is the stigma that and self-inflicted hate that we direct towards each other as a community. And nobody wants to have them conversations. And I paid attention to Nick Cannon. I followed his career, and I was like, this Nick Cannon dude is okay. And he was a comedian. He did a lot of different things and stuff. And his rap records wasn't that bad. They wasn't like what people made him out to be. And like I said, he was better than a lot of them so-called trap rappers, because I really listen to his songs, and I know when somebody is whack versus somebody that's good. But he was whack because he wasn't no gangster rapper. And they've always did that. They've always made it look like if you were smart and you conducted yourself in a certain type of way, that wasn't considered cool. And that's the only reason why, Nick Cannon was attacked the way he was attacked. And like I said, once again, the black community don't want to have real conversations about these things. But I just remember, Nick Cannon tried to do movies, and once again, Nick Cannon wasn't a terrible actor. I can tell you this much. Nick Cannon at age 21 was a better actor than Keanu Reeves was. Because I'm going to be honest with you, yes, Keanu Reeves improved as an actor, but if you look at his acting in Point Break, which, by the way, I love Point Break, one of his earlier films when he was like, you look at his acting in Speed and Point Break, Keanu Reeves wasn't that good of an actor, but he did get better. And you have to tell the truth. And I watched Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon was a pretty solid actor, but because he was Nick Cannon, because, he wanted to present himself in a certain way, he was called corny. Same thing happened with Will Smith. If you really listen to Will Smith as a rapper, Will Smith is a hell of a rapper. But because Will Smith didn't use, and you know what, I'm going to make a full video about this. Because like I said, we need to have these conversations about how we're perceived. Cool versus uncool. And once again, we just recently came out of the Michael B. Jordan. I don't want to say Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is very peculiar about that. He do not like you just randomly using his name. Michael B. Jordan. Okay? But yeah, just over the years, I just don't like what became of Nick Cannon. I remember when Nick Cannon was asked about getting tattoos, Nick Cannon was like, I'm kind of anti-tattoo because, I believe my body is my temple. Now all of a sudden Nick Cannon got tattoos everywhere. Me, myself, this is just real talk. I don't have one tattoo on my body. Not one. Don't get me wrong, I don't have no issue with body work, body artwork, but that's just wasn't me. I do think to a certain degree, sometimes it comes across as an eyesore. And I do think when you put tattoos and body ink all over your body, I think to a certain degree you don't value your body. But I'm just looking at what became Nick Cannon over the years. I never thought Nick Cannon would be that type of dude that would be like, well, Future and a couple of other people. You always thought Nick Cannon would be the dude that would have a wife and, you know, a family. But, you know, sometimes I think, was Nick Cannon trying to prove some kind of point by basically conducting himself the way he's conducted himself over the past, I'll say, between 8 and 10 years. And this isn't even with the, you know what I'm saying, this ain't even with the other stuff, the stuff that happened with what he said about the people in the Straw Hat community. But let me know what you guys think. But yeah, I did think that was kind of disturbing, the fact that he has so many baby mamas now that he couldn't distinguish which card to send out. Now, don't come on here talk about, well, what's wrong with procreation? Nothing's wrong with procreation. But I'm just saying, is it necessarily a good thing for you to have all these kids by all these different women? Because like I said, it takes a lot of time, effort, you know what I'm saying, solidarity, a lot of different things when you become a parent. It's not just about the financial. Everything has to be involved with raising a child. It don't matter if you paying $10,000 a month child support, that's still not doing your job. And that's where women get that mixed up. They think it's all about the check. And a lot of women, that's all they really want is the check, especially in our community. But that's another video for another day. But let me know what you guys think. And by the way, Nick, if you see this video, hey man, if you want to politic, it's all good, man. I never disrespect you. If you want to talk about this, you know, all good. Anyway, this your boy Town Biz. I'm out.